Hello, everyone. Oh, are you in for a treat? My guest today is Addie, and she blew my mind. And I love that you have opportunity to sit with her in this worksheet. Her boyfriend is making a flight to Japan to have this great time, and she could just barely stand it. But oh my goodness, Addie is a little insecure because he's going without her, and she sees him as uncommitted, unloving, and distant on a phone call with him. And he is the extreme opposite. So enough said by me, and and welcome to the work with Addie and her boyfriend on his way to Japan. All together, open your minds, open your hearts, and let's do the work with Addie. Hello, dears. Hello. I love looking at your faces. And I don't even know what's going on in my head, but it's a physical experience, and it truly is something beautiful. And I'm describing what I don't need to know. It's an experience. It's the absence of a kind of fear that, to my experience, it's like a mean mindedness, mean meaning frightened. It's the absence of looking at your faces with no thought of what do they think of me? What should I say? What should I do? Is my hair okay? And I hope I don't say anything that will hurt anyone, and which that would go against my heart. So everything I'm saying right now is self-love. So what else can I see? If I don't like me, I don't like you. If I like you, I like me. It doesn't mean I don't have flaws. It doesn't mean I shouldn't have said that. I should have. But there's a process in me that is the absence. It's going on, the absence of denial. And it's like, if I stumble and fall, if I'm not in the past, do I enjoy where I landed? And I have landed more informed than I was before the fall. I knew not to wear those shoes. I knew not to walk that. I knew not to jump over that bush. That wisdom that no one else can give us. That's what I love about Earth School. It shows me the way. Shows me the way. But that's just so unimportant. That's just the things going on in the world are so big. Okay, if you can't handle the small things, what you're thinking and believing about just the most trivial things, seemingly trivial things going on in your head, how are you prepared to deal with anything more than that? Or more than that, and there's a lot, it seems, going on in the world. A lot of frightened people. When you understand the cause of fear, and those of you new to the work today, the work is inquiry. It's about how to identify and question the thoughts that bring on fear. But I'm so frightened of it. No. What could that be? The world? Or what I'm thinking and believing? And I'm not the thinker. The ego offers it up. I don't have a choice. And if it's fearful, that is unfinished business. It belongs on a worksheet. No one has to do it, but those of you new to the work, when I talk about a worksheet, it's a judge your neighbor worksheet. And I anchor in those moments of fear, anger is a word for fear, dissatisfaction, him, her, them. I move my thoughts about all of that from my head to paper, onto that judge your neighbor worksheet as I anchor in a past event. Could have been 5 minutes ago, could have been 50 years ago in my case, at my age. but it's running now. Well, that's past. No, it's not. It's in my head now. Yeah, but that's past. I can't change that. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. How you doing? Just notice the ego offers this up as an act of love here in Earth School. If you're fearful, unfinished business. So if I'm fearful, I identify that event. It's already identified me. So I just honor it by not being asleep to it or avoiding it. And I move it from my head to paper and I anchor in that event as I answer those 6 questions on the Judge and Neighbor worksheet. And then that's my meditative practice. I sit one belief at a time, and what I've moved from my head to paper regarding that past event or that future event that I was fearing, whatever it is. And I meditate in. Number 1, he terrifies me. Is it true? In other words, I question it. My ego will scream, yes, yes, and offer up all the proof. Okay. I get that. Now let's slow down. That would not be this work. That would be noticing you're out of this work. Now anchor in. He terrifies me. In that situation where I imagine he's coming after me, or my friend, or my friends in this case, a lot, but I anchor in one of them. And I notice in that situation, sitting alone with no danger in reality, and I notice when I'm believing that thought, is what I'm believing true? My ego will say, I don't know, but okay, I hear that. And is it true? He is terrifying me. So those of you new to the work, if you're meditators, you understand what it is to sit in that. That takes stillness. It takes a very open mind. When you just sit with you. And then notice how you react when you believe the thought. Notice those images, past and future, and past and future, and past. The ego just bouncing back and forth, just loving what is, just having its life. It's mesmerizing. It's the creator of all identity. I, past, future. Them, him, her. So he terrifies me. Is it true? Whoa, what I just saw, those aren't human beings. That's a state of mind. My mind, me, I. It's where the world lives. What I'm thinking about and believing about the world, that's my world. You have yours, I have mine. No two people live in the same world. This is Earth School. We all have what we need to enjoy the freedom that is actual reality. Real deal. The opposite of trance, attachment to trance. Okay, there it is on my paper. Anchor there. Notice physically what happens when I believe the thought. Notice how I treat my children, my grandchildren, the people I care about, my family and others, people I work with, when I believe the thought. You see how this is meditation? You get still, and the ego offers it up. The ego that by now is becoming friendly. It is waking you up to the cause of your suffering. And what is ego? Nothing but a state of mind. It's an illusion. And who would I be without it? Respectfully, who would I be without it? I'm not saying, I'm not trying to kill my thoughts or my ego, as it were. I mean, that's war. I'm not into it. I'm not into war. What I'm describing, some of you understand, I'm into understanding. I'm into peace. In this war zone, I'm identifying as I sit in this work, the cause of my suffering. And as soon as I wake up to it, it's like I can breathe again. My chest opens. That's who I am without the thought in that situation that was so terrifying me in my mind's eye. And then I turn it around. I try opposites. He terrifies me. I terrify me. I have to take responsibility for that. That's no him, them, hers. That's no world. That's imagination. God, I'm grateful. That's another way of saying, I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. Wait, to what? The cause of my suffering? That'll do, because I'm kinder in my life when I'm in the absence of fear. It allows me to understand why other people say what they say and do what they do. With compassionately, I understand, because if I believed what they believe, I'd have to do the same. How could I not? What did you do today or yesterday that you regret? What did you say, think, or do that lingers, that causes you to addict? Addiction is a state of mind, and then we act out on it in all kinds of ways. And there's no one here that wouldn't know what I'm talking about if you are aware of, you have like things running in your life that you don't like, that disturb your peace. You feel trapped. Take care of this. And life follows. And life is a term that I experience as love. I experienced as the word gift. This is not something anyone can give me. It's something running in me. What's running in you? What's running in me has no power in you. What is running in you? I'm so happy. I'm so happy. That's the absence of fear. And it doesn't look like happy. It just looks like chop wood, carry water, one foot in front of the other gratefully. And it's not like, I'm so grateful. It's just loving what is. Just loving what is. Ordinary. Ordinary. Not special. Ordinary. Unseen, even. Eleni, honey, you have a question?
Hi, Katie.
Hi, honey. Thank you for tolerating me this morning. If I talk to my children that way, they go, "Oh, Mom." They wouldn't, of course, but there was a time when they did. It's like, what happened to Mom? Where'd she go? I want my mom back, I think. But
You're
they said
welcome.
it for this
Thanks
one.
for tolerating me and my
Oh,
question.
Oh my goodness.
I thought to say after listening to you, I really want to say like, hi, Katie, my name's Eleni and I'm an addict
Uh-huh.
in,
Yeah.
in recovery.
Uh-huh. Oh, honey. Wow. That's see, that's that to me, what I hear when I hear that is your state of mind has shifted. And so the physical shifts in it. And unfinished business can bring back those urges again. It's like where we go when we want the mind to stop, but we can stop them from moving from our thoughts from head to paper. And and yeah, honey, thank you for showing up that way. And again, you're not alone.
That's what, so my question is about fear because you had just shared in the past 15 minutes that anger is also fear. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm I always notice that I gain weight when in relationship with a partner, and I particularly happen to be in a substance-free, sober relationship with someone who's in recovery from a alcohol addiction. But we know it's all a mental thinking addiction,
yeah.
and me too. And
Everyone has their drug of choice and
right,
in those states of mind.
right. And I consistently notice fearful or angry, resistant thoughts come up, tenfold when in relationship, when in situations of relationship. Funnily enough, I think it was on your Facebook or on some Facebook feed about you today came up a whole thing about your relationship with Stephen and how just it was a beautiful piece that I read about about your wedding ring and how you give it away to everyone who it was about
Yeah,
your wedding ring, right?
yeah.
And I thought and how you're not worried. And I remember meeting you and Stephen at the school in 2000, whenever it
Oh,
was.
honey.
And I asked him, is he afraid of losing you? Like whenever your physical body transforms or vice versa. I didn't get a chance to ask you, but he's like, no. And he was so clear.
Yeah.
And I had this moment with you walking and you had hurt your foot at that time, or you were walking with your Kane, it was like 2012, 18 or something. And I remember he wasn't there. And you go, where's Steven? And my perception, I could have believed the thought, Katie's frustrated that Steven's not here, right? It was a thought that came in. I watched you, and within 5 seconds, you just continued and the anger didn't stick to you. That thought came in, you said it, you continued walking without him. There was support when we got to where we were going. There he was. There was nothing. And I watched you. I watched the anger not stick, the thought not stick. And I was like, wow, that's cool. That's
If
awesome.
if in fact it was anger,
If in fact
who,
it was
who,
anger,
who knows?
exactly. Only
Yeah.
to my mind. That's right.
Hmm.
So I'm watching myself in a relationship in sober where I'm not using substances. I'm and where I'm doing the work, watch myself with the thoughts that come up like he shouldn't have done that, or he should do it this way, or I want this. And I
Hmm.
question it and I see, okay, I actually don't want that. Something as simple as yesterday I wanted to start a puzzle together and he went and started it on his own, and I watched myself go into the tantrum of, well, he should have waited. I want to start it together. This means the day is ruined. So this is like totally drunk, completely wasted to the thoughts, right? So the feelings come up that I would call anger, even though I'm not even sure that that's what it is. The mind calls it anger, and I don't. I I started to think that maybe I have a belief around how anger is required for change, or this has to bother me in order for it to change. Like that's like a belief that I have, that this
Yeah.
reaction is
Yeah.
required for me to get what I want.
Yeah. It's an excuse.
It's an excuse. And it's a habit, it's an addiction.
Yeah, I did it because I was so angry. The two could look alike, but what's left is I did it. I
Right.
said it or I did it. It's same.
And it came from fear that I wasn't going to get what I thought I wanted, which when I question it, I see I didn't even want that if it
Yeah,
causes so much hurt.
yeah. That's beautiful, sweetie.
It is, but
Yeah.
I still have this reaction in me after thousands and thousands and thousands of shoulds and needs
Well,
and
it's
wants
just,
and
honey, expect nothing, other than the gift of the ego showing you what's next, unworked business. It's like, I worked that one. That should, you really,
right.
what's left? What's left? I worked it. It's not fair. I worked it. Is it true? It
Yeah.
belongs right there on paper with the other thoughts. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, did you have a question?
I think the question was around what is the difference? Is there a difference between fear and anger
No, anger is just a word for fear.
and why would my ego be afraid of being questioned or found out or changed or
Well,
transformed or
it's
anything
the
into me?
ego identifies as a physical body, an I, and the more the ego can accept this physical body, the safer it feels. So you better wear the right makeup. You better go to the gym class. Feel guilty if you don't. Blah, 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 blah. It's just, get new clothes. It's endless. It's endless. So self inquiry is the shortcut. You know why I don't take off all my clothes and just run through the streets, which I have felt when the work found me. I experienced that urge many times until I had, and each time I would have to say, I didn't want to offend anyone. I didn't want to disrupt anyone. It's pure arrogance. I want to take off my clothes and run in the streets, and I came so close to it because it's just like it was natural. It's how I was experiencing this exuberance, the absence of suffering. It takes a while to understand what freedom is and being respectful of living out of its own idea of respect and kindness. And what would people say? Oh, she's full of joy. Oh, she's so free. She ran in the streets with no gun. Just just noticing that it was one of those experiences that showed me I can hold this. Just let it freaking kill me. That kind of joy. It can it can be experienced like so painful it will kill you. And if you have, is it true in you? Just movable presence, love, beauty, clarity. It's internal is the experience, not the show of it. The least little I, it's like a rub, can be, can be. But once you're awake to it, it's just like a breath coming in and out. You're immovable in it. Just noticing, noticing, noticing. Not I, not I. Even thoughts can't be proven.
No, that's what I found.
Yeah, it's,
Nothing.
yeah. And that's a brilliant thing to be aware of, that thing you just said.
But
Nada, nada.
if
Other than
I
what I'm
had,
thinking and believing, and you can't touch thoughts.
no,
They, there's the apparent physical.
yeah,
I think that if you saw me do that, you're late.
okay.
Catch
I
up with your beautiful self.
catch up with my beautiful self.
Yeah.
I think that I gain weight because I gain so many thoughts and relationship that come up that
You
are
know,
like,
look at your heavy thinking
right,
and that's what you're
exactly,
doing. I'm hearing your process. So take care of those and the body will follow or not.
or not. Yeah,
If I get really clear, I'll lose weight. Well, just get, question that. And what would you rather have? Like a beautiful body or a beautiful mind?
a beautiful mind.
Yeah, and you've got it. It's just that that little unfinished internal business is showing up out of for your next worksheet.
Right. Yeah, I start to see him as my unquestioned thoughts, like everything that bugs me in that moment, that anger or that
That's
fear
what
comes up.
partnerships are for. They bring up our stuff.
Yeah, but it gets to the point where I believe, and the last work I did with you, we worked the thought, I can't handle the Christmas season or whatever I had done at the mall. I can't handle it. And that same thought comes up with him. I can't handle it. This
As
frustration
as you
goes
handle it.
as I
I mean, the itself evident in the moment. You're handling it.
oh, okay. Why can't I just let that in and be okay with
Well, because
the
it's not
thought that
okay.
comes in and then like then it can go.
Because it's not okay with you yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'll bring a worksheet one time and we can meet
Sure.
the him of my mind, the one I have to live
Uh,
with.
and the ego loves if you question it, it will get you nowhere. That's why it loves it. Just judge him, them,
Right.
those
Yeah.
people. You know how to do that.
Yes.
And people are who we believe them to be. So why would we work on them if they're who we believe them to be? I write down what I believe them to be and I question it because who I believe them to be, that's on me.
It's literally on me.
Hmm.
And it shows in in the feeling that I have when I'm having these thoughts. Like
Yeah.
I feel heavier and I walk heavier and my body not mirrors my thinking.
Yeah.
I would be okay if I was 100 pounds heavier if I just didn't feel so bad. Like,
Well,
and I
just sanity rules. Just don't put conditions on it. Get free.
okay, Katie, thanks so much. I'll let
Oh,
the
honey, you're so
question.
welcome. And
I
those of
love
you
you.
that hear me say just get free, I don't mean just. I don't call this the work for nothing. Oh, this is something only you can give you. I can't give it to you. I can point. We can all point.
Thanks, Katie. I love you. And
Oh,
the
oh,
work that we did before the Christmas season, I had a fantastic Christmas season. I was so generous and kind with the customers and clients. It reflected magically. I am
oh,
so grateful for this work and thank you for being with us every week. Bye for
oh,
now.
honey. Oh, boy. It, it certainly is a privilege. You live in me, and I don't know anything more beautiful than that. Okay, Addie, honey, you have a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet?
Yes. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Um, it's so good to meet you today.
Oh, honey, thank you for your courage to raise your hand and show up like this. A lot of people are just too fearful to take the leap you just took.
So I've done a worksheet on this multiple times and it still just kind of keeps coming back up. So I feel like I'm missing something. Like I don't ever get to like that peace or freedom.
Yeah, yeah, it keeps showing up, unfinished business. It's the ego's not going to sleep. It's going to keep its hold until it's recognized for what it is and can find a home in your heart rather
Yeah.
than to be seen as an enemy,
And
experienced as an enemy.
I've listened to other recordings, with similar situations, thinking, maybe I could get it. And I just haven't quite yet.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing. Like the things people say can make a huge difference in our lives. But what do we say? That belongs on a worksheet. What do we say? It's like, what do I think? And what am I thinking about him, her, them, the world? And that's the cause of our suffering, what we're thinking and believing. So, what did you write for number one?
I'm upset with him because he doesn't want to be with me and he left me.
Okay, and the situation where you're experiencing that.
There's a man I've been dating. He hasn't wanted a committed relationship. And he went to Japan for 10 days. And I was, right before he left, I was upset. Sitting there, I don't know a single other person or friend in his life. And I was freaking out, like if something happened to him, I wouldn't know.
Mhm. Yeah. So he doesn't want to be with you. Okay. And when you're experienced that, it's like he went to Japan and it just hit you. When did it just really hit you? What was the situation? Were you taking him to the airport? Were you at home and he just left? What?
I was at home on the phone with him and he was at the airport getting on his flight.
Okay. Okay. So he doesn't want to be with you. Okay. Listen to his words. Listen carefully as you sit in. He doesn't want to be with me. Is it true? Listen to his words. Did he say, I don't want to be with you?
No,
Oh, you imagined it. Okay. He doesn't want to be with you. Are you psychic?
no.
Okay. So that's not going to work. He doesn't want to be with you. Be there on the phone, anchor there. He doesn't want to be with you.
Um,
Can you can you really know that it's true? He doesn't want to be with you. Those of you new to the work, the answer is yes or no. It's not da, 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 da. The answer is yes or no. This is an exercise in stillness. Be there now on the phone.
no,
and
it's not.
Feel it.
It's
Feel
not true. He shared his location with me so that way I wouldn't have to worry about him while he's gone.
Hmm. So just be there. Be there. You heard his words. It's just that your ego overrode them so loudly you couldn't hear them anymore. The ego's job is to flood you.
It does a good job.
Well, that's you're only here because you imagine you to be. Did you hear me say that? That's over. Get out of the past. You have no proof you're even here. And maybe I went too far for some of you there, but the girl can't help it. The old lady's whacked with love. He doesn't want to be with you. Stay there on the phone, listening to him. You're getting some sanity now. Be there now and notice what happens in that situation when you believe the thought, he doesn't want to be with me. Notice that personality shift. Do you whine? What personality takes over when you're talking to him When you're believing the thought, he doesn't want to be with me. What you
Um,
say, what you do, the tone of your voice.
I start crying and I start apologizing for being needy or for worrying about him.
There are terms for this. It's like one of them is like begging without just saying, please, 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 please. You shifted into that, what you just described, not right or wrong. Just notice it's not new. Notice the pattern. It's not new. With mother, father, sister, brother, friends. Now listen to his words. He doesn't want to be with me. Now listen without the thought. He doesn't want to be with me. Take in his words without the thought. He doesn't want to be with me.
He's just excited to go to Japan with his friend.
So why do you have to be the only person to bring him happiness? That sounds like there's something off with that. I think you're onto something beautiful. He
I've
doesn't.
made him,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I mean, I've made him my whole life. I've like set aside my whole life to try to be who he wants me to be.
Oh, holy not you hell. Mm. You feel that? People who want to know the answer, who am I? Well, not that. It's like a chessboard where you're trying to capture someone you really love and care about because you don't trust what he's saying. You're trusting what you're thinking and believing, which is he doesn't want to be with me. In the presence of what he's saying, he may know him better than you do. He may know you better than you do. It could be that he knows that about you. And it's one of the things he finds lovable. You don't know how a person, but you can know yourself. When I'll use the term begging like that could be who he's falling in love with, but that's not you. And that could be why you don't trust him when he says, I love you. Which takes me back to he may know you better than you do and just overlook something he said is really charming, but you're suffering.
Yeah.
I can't know another human being. Can I know myself? To know myself is a way of saying, I understand the cause of my suffering. And it can't be, no human being in this world can make me suffer. They can't bring me joy. They can't bring me suffering. It's what I'm thinking and believing that is responsible for both polarities, the apparent polarities. He doesn't want to be with me. Turn it around. He does.
He does want to be with me.
Yeah. Now give me an example of why he would want to be with you.
We spend a lot of time together, and he did share his location with me so that I wouldn't worry about him.
And look at your relationship with him. He does want to be with me. I want you to get really honest about who and what you really are, not just your physical, which could be seen as really, really beautiful. I mean, by anyone looking at you. So, the ego would take that and use that as the cause of the problem or the solution. He does want to be with me. Give me an example of why he does want to be with you.
He's called me every day while he's been gone.
And why would he do that? He does want to be with me. Why would he call you every day while he's having fun with his friends in Japan? He does want to be with me.
Because he cares. And
what is it about you that would make him want to be with you?
I'm supportive and
okay, don't move. Ponder that. Honey, you're supportive. You drove him to the airport. I mean, that's just one little thing. You're supportive. You're supportive. Get that about you. That's not a little thing. Know you. You're supportive. That's one. Give me another example. He does want to be with me.
he, as every time I talk,
he does want to be with me because
why is this so hard for me to see?
Well, because where the ego doesn't want that kind of, you're getting too close. I mean, this is who and how you are. He does want to be with me. You're supportive. That's one.
I love him and I care for him.
That's three. Take your time. You're supportive.
I love him.
You love him. Okay. Now get in touch with that. You love him. Meditate in how that shows up. When it's authentic, not needy. Needy is not love. You love him. Give me an example.
I want him to be happy. I love seeing when he's laughing.
There you are. There you are. I think you're catching up with what he loves. That he sees. Continue. He does want to be with me. You've got 5 or 6 rolling there. Authentic. That you can't help. It's how you are in his life. It's who you are. Natural.
He always says I'm like sunshine because I'm so happy around him.
It's the round when I'm around him that I would take a look at. Because you're so happy.
This is another worksheet, I think, but I kind of make myself be happy around him because I want a more committed relationship than he's willing to give. So then when I'm off by myself, I kind of get depressed and sad.
So you're happy when you're getting what you want. You're feeling more secure. I wouldn't see that as happiness, but it beats frightened. It's just, so sit with that. Say it again. You exaggerate happiness.
Yeah.
Now be with him in your mind's eye when you're not exaggerating happiness, when you're really authentically happy. Find one situation, one time and place where it was spontaneous.
I was just content to be there with him in the moment. Nothing more, nothing less. Didn't need anything more from him.
And what is that situation?
We were skiing. And I just felt like if the world stayed like this, I'd be good.
Okay, so notice, are you on the skis or are you in the lodge?
In the lodge.
In the lodge? Now, was he in your sight or was he upstairs or
He was next to me.
okay. Now notice, be there now in that situation. Is it being with him? Was that the cause of your happiness? Or was it what you were thinking and believing? What was the cause of that happiness that you were experiencing, like that parent perfect moment in time and situation?
It's what I was thinking and believing.
Okay, so just stay right there till you get it.
I just believed I was good.
Okay, now remove him. You don't know where he is and stay there. Look around you. Keep that same state of mind. Look around you. Is there? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was all in you. It had nothing to do with him, other than what your ego fed you. Is there, can you see the fireplace? Are you looking out at the big windows in the lodge?
I'm looking out the windows.
Yeah. Now just take him out of the equation. Do you love to ski?
Yeah.
Just take him out of the equation.
That's hard for me to picture, but I can get there.
It's an experience. You know, these 4 questions and turnarounds have no power if we're not meditating in them, getting still in what shows up in the turnarounds and the 4 questions. You know, this is a big deal. We all have the capacity to be happy for no reason. It's our birthright. The ego here in Earth School would challenge that. That's its job. But it doesn't change who and what you are. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time at homewithbk.com. Let's do the work.